What's going on, everyone? I want to discuss, just broken men and how you get to understand the psychology of a broken man. It all, I think, is from the origins of how they were raised. The upbringing. Are they in a single parent home, or do they have the right people around them? Are they taught work ethic, or school is important to them? Are there any goals, any aspirations? Because a lot of times there are boys who don't have that, so they go and they dabble in being get into mischief, just basically rebelling. And it used to just be a teenager thing, but now they're getting younger and younger with rebellion. Why are they rebelling at such a young age? Why are younger and younger kids getting in trouble for things that you think teenagers will get in trouble for? The supervision is bad, the parenting is bad, they don't have any role models, they don't listen to anybody, you can't tell them anything. We have a social media society where everyone has a smartphone or an iPhone, and all they want to do is take selfies all day and not really worry about the little things, like the fact that their children shouldn't have their own Facebook page or their own Twitter accounts, but they do. We have kids who are in elementary school now with Facebooks and Twitters, and that's troubling because there are a lot of grown men and women who can't even raise their children right, but will allow them to be on social media, will allow them to date, will allow them to run the streets and just be unsupervised. I'm not saying that you should be strict, but I'm just saying you have these boys growing up in a situation where if no one cares, they're not going to care. There's a lot of abuse that goes on with young boys as well. Young boys have become the punching bags of unfit parents, unfit relatives, and no one says anything. No one cares about boys. The abuse they suffer, no one cares. Mental, physical, psychological, sexual. It's like, you're a boy, handle it. Feminism has made it to where men can't even be emotional anymore because we're seen as weak. We're seen as not being man enough. But we're supposed to get married and, pander to our wives and girlfriends and break our backs to work for them and not receive anything in return but sex on holidays and birthdays. That's what we're left with. We're left with scraps, basically. We're just left to wonder and wonder and wonder if we'll ever be loved, if we'll ever be able to show emotion. And as a young boy, if you've never had anyone show you affection and emotion in the loving way, not in the perverse way, but in a way that is fitting of a young man. But we as boys, we can't be emotional, right? We have these girls calling us punks, calling us, sorry. We can't even cry without being mocked. Once a boy becomes older, he internalizes everything he's gone through, and he goes from being the abused to the abuser. He starts to commit petty crimes. He starts having sex at a younger age. He starts to learn how to manipulate women the way he saw his mother get manipulated or other women around him. The way he saw his dad manipulate women. He may even abuse women. He may turn to drinking and drugs. You're just not having mentorship, not having someone there to, Tell them that it's okay to be who you are. You don't have to be some hyper masculine thug who has to prove your manhood every single day. You don't have to. And I feel like once these boys get older, they get harder and harder to reach, to the point to where they're completely gone. They are a shell. There's no reaching them. They have become a infantry foot soldier for feminists, for the same women who were responsible for being the bad parent, for twisting them into what they are today. That is what feminism has done. If you look at the black community, look at it. Feminism has fucked up the black community. But but black feminists won't even say that. How in the fuck are you a black feminist and you not see what feminism has done to the black community? You're just going to accept that? You're going to accept the fact that the thing you claim the most is the reason why black men don't want to be in relationships with black women anymore, don't want to be married to them? The fact that you have these black boys who are being emasculated at younger and younger ages, to the point to where they can't even do for themselves when they get older. They're walking down with pants hanging off their ass, and that's okay. We as men are supposed to take what is done to us and move on, but some of us can't. And because we may grow up in a single parent home, we tend to take our anger out on other men instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to take this anger and I'm going to use it in the right positive direction. Even though I didn't have a mentor, even though my daddy wasn't there, even though my mother emotionally abused me, I'm still going to go out here and be productive. I'm still going to build. I'm still going to be my own man. I'm not going to rely on the government like my bitch of a mother did. That's what you have to tell yourself. The emasculation of men is becoming a running joke. You have men who are getting abused by their own wives and their own girlfriends. Hell, even their own children are beating on them, or manipulating them, or lying to them because they have no respect for them. Children nowadays have no respect for their fathers. If a child got out of line, he or she would be disciplined by their father. Now you have mothers who won't even let the father discipline their children, not even the boys. Women were so afraid of their boys becoming real men, they don't even let the fathers discipline the child. Because she knows that if he grows up to be a real man, he's going to see through her bullshit and she's going to be all alone. See, women fear being alone. They fear having to answer for all of the drama they brought upon themselves, for all the men they laid up with, all the children they had out of wedlock. They do not want to have to deal with that fact. How many of you have ever dealt with a woman who had a bunch of kids but got mad when you say you didn't want to have a relationship with her? They get angry. They get angry because they played around in high school and they were running around with thugs and with the athletes on the basketball team, football team, and sleeping around and being sloppy with who they slept with, and then bam, they're pregnant. And not only do they not have one child, they'll have two, they'll even have three before the age of 20. But now, since they done about hit that wall and those same guys aren't pursuing them anymore, all of a sudden now they turn their eye to the simps, to the guys who they would constantly turn down and berate and treat as if they're nothing. All of a sudden now they are the options for them, It's a great feeling to be able to turn down a female who you used to like and you used to think was pretty and you used to want to date, and you just turn her down because now she's out of shape, stretch marks, kids, and, you know, desperate to have somebody show her any kind of love, to be able to take care of her and the children she had while she was out having her fun. We as men have got to be able to move on from all the things that women have put us through. I know it's hard. It's hard to let go of the trauma that a lot of us broken men have gone through, because we're all going through it in some way, shape, or form. Women have tried to emasculate us to the point to where we're not even men anymore. We're just, we're, like I say, we're infantrymen for feminism. We will fight other men in the honor of women, for the honor of women. We will, you have these simps and these manginas who will fight you tooth and nail just to appease these women. And you have to ask yourself, why would they do that? What are you getting out of it? Is she going to date you, or is she going to have sex with you? Like, what are you getting out of it? You're validating her hypocrisy. You're validating the fact that she wants to have fun, but at the same time she wants to pick and choose the type of men she deals with. She says she wants a nice guy. She says she wants a good guy. She says that she's not like all the other women, but she's just like all the other women, and she only chooses the type of men who are basically going to hit it and quit it. I know that, it's difficult when you have women who are so beautiful and have nice, beautiful, built nice bodies, they just, they even have the education credentials. But then when you look deeper, you realize nobody's marrying her. No one would date her, and she's saying all the right things. And you're like, finally, I have met a Nualt, somebody who is truly a woman who is worth being with, who's actually worth, being in a relationship with, maybe. And then you realize after a while, oh, that's why you're single, If you study women and you get to the core of it, you will understand that they're rotten. They are rotten to the core. And what they do is they turn that rottenness on their children. And what they do is they ruin their kids, especially their boys. They ruin their boys, they turn their boys against their fathers and against any man who stands in her way, who she don't like. She'll fill your head up with lies and turn you into an over-emotional, effeminate male who praises women but hates men. Internalized hatred is something that is just, it really helps move. We have to be able as men to overcome that. I believe we can do it. I believe we can do it. Nothing is impossible. We can be productive men. And we don't need love to validate that.